right, friends, welcome back to the Crisis Report. Today we're going to be talking about these strikes on Venezuela. People are just hearing about them, and Trump kind of lightly dropped it that we were doing such things. They happened on the 24th of December, so we're now starting to hear about it, and, it's no light thing, but he is nonchalantly dropping it in pressers that we are starting land strikes on Venezuela. We've also got important stuff going on with China as they have surrounded Taiwan with some drills. And then, of course, other things going on. Mr. Benjamin has come to America and hung out with Trump. And then, of course, all the other things that entail from there. This is your crisis report. My apologies that this is kind of late. I had some technical stuff in the background I had to tend to. The StreamYard was losing links and everything else. My apologies, but we're going to get started here on your crisis report tonight because we know it's late, and you can find this all on Substack. We're brought to you by Augusta Precious Metals. We appreciate you being here. Let's get started on your crisis report. All right, here we go. Land strikes Venezuela. All right, friends. Breaking, Benjamin has announced the Israeli Peace Prize will be awarded to Mr. Donald Trump, marking the first time in history. The honor will go to a non-Israeli. So, yeah, I guess Mr. Trump is ecstatic about that. Utah judge has ruled that a redacted transcript and audio from an October closed-door hearing in the hit of conservative activist Charlie Kirk may be released. I got to tell you, man, if I were someone of note like him and I was unalived and I heard all the different BS that people were doing and spouting and everything else, I would be livid. I'm going to be honest with you. The whole thing has just evolved into a circus on purpose. Pentagon has awarded Boeing nearly $8.6 billion contract to produce 25 F-15 fighter jets for Israel. Iranian hackers have claimed they have obtained material on Benjamin Netanyahu involving alleged links between the prime minister's aides and Qatar. CIA confirms it bombed targets inside Venezuela using a drone. We don't just have that it happened. We might even have the location. But that's why you come into the crisis report. We get all the best information. It's usually quicker and better than most. We'll have it here in a moment. Trump on polls showing half of Gazans would be willing to leave Gaza. He said, quote, "I think it would be a great opportunity, but let's see if that opportunity presents itself. But we're helping the people of Gaza a lot. So is Israel, by the way." Trump on Iran. There's been a lot of upheaval in Iran with protests, especially from the youngins. He said, "I hope they are not trying to build up again, because if they are, we're going to have no choice but very quickly to eradicate that buildup. I hear that they are building weapons and other things, and if they are, they're not using the sites that we obliterated. We know exactly where they're going, what they're doing. I hope they're not doing it because we won't want to waste the fuel on a B-2 to a 37-hour trip both ways." Okay. Southcom on December 29th, direction of Pete Hegseth, Joint Task Force Southern Spear conducted a lethal kinetic strike on a vessel operated by designated terrorist organizations in international waters. Intelligence confirmed the vessel was transiting along known narco-trafficking routes in the Eastern Pacific and was engaged in narco-trafficking operations. 2 male narco-terrorists were killed. No U.S. military forces were harmed. You know what's interesting about this is how they address him. They tend to say, Department of War, head or whatever, or this is interesting. They just said Pete Hegseth, like he's doing a Fox News thing or something. Financial Times reports that despite Trump touting strong economic growth for the U.S. this year, Wall Street underperformed against the MSCI All-Country World Index by its widest margin since 2009. That's not good. While the S&P went up 17% this year, indices in China, Japan, South Korea, Germany, and the UK are among those that outperformed the U.S. this year. The reasons: worries about high valuation, Trump's economic policies, and uncertainty in China's AI breakthroughs have highlighted the need to diversify amongst investors. There was a reported fire on the early hours of December 24th close to a Venezuelan port in the state of Zulia, which might be attributed to the strike that Trump admitted to in his press conference with Netanyahu. Now, this is not confirmed, but Zulia State is known to be a route for Colombian drugs on their way to the Caribbean. Primasol, the enterprise that manages the installations destroyed on Christmas Eve, rejected that these were destroyed by an outside attack, saying those versions affect the prestige of the organization. However, no alternative version of events was provided, and they're not denouncing this. It just affects the prestige. So I'm not going to read this all in Espanol, but desde Primasol informamos que en la madrugada del 24 de diciembre se registró un incidente en una de nuestras instalaciones. So basically, Primasol's, they've informed everybody of an incident on their installations on the 24th. From there, it's basically, all right. So here we go. Here's English. Sorry, this must be from War Guerras. Informs the early morning during the incident occurred in their facilities. Situation is addressed immediately by the team, fire department, in accordance with established safety protocols. Event was brought under control, time and manner, no harm, individuals. Cleanup assessment activities currently underway. Coordination. Competent authorities categorically reject the versions circulating on social media that seek to harm the reputation of our founder and organization. We responsibly clarify such claims are entirely unrelated to the incident that took place and do not correspond to official or verified information. Over 14 years of experience in the country, Primasol affirms our commitment to blah, blah, blah. Not exactly a good look. AI's physical footprint is already being felt. Massive data center build-outs are draining energy and water, straining local labor, and disrupting nearby communities, from drying wells on a reported 600% spike in car crashes near one Meta site. Oh, Meta. ICE's immigration OS just went full surveillance mode. System operated by Palantir is growing to fuse. 24/7 monitoring of Facebook, TikTok, Insta, and here, phone data extraction, travel tax, records, driver's license, massive commercial databases. This update enables continuous AI-assisted surveillance pipelines, systems that automate monitoring, sift through social and digital data, and surface high-priority individuals for enforcement. So, open the borders, create crisis, use crisis to fund and build population-scale real-time surveillance infrastructure. Call it Immigration OS. So no one notices. Problem is that it's one policy change away from targeting activists, dissidents, believers, or anyone who criticizes those in power. Can't do that now. System doesn't go away when priorities change. Wake up before you become high priority. Not saying I am, but I wouldn't be surprised. Turning Point USA has endorsed Vance for president 2028. Taiwan reported 130 PLA aircraft, 14 PLAN vessels, and 8 official ships operating around Taiwan during day 1 of China's military drills. Taiwan says 90 of the 130 sorties crossed the median line into Taiwan's ADIZ. This is the second largest ADIZ violation ever recorded by Taiwan. Highest came for during Joint Sword 2024 with 111. There's a shocking attack in Oklahoma church. An Oklahoma pastor was stabbed during a church service this week. Unthinkable act of violence, but 2 brave parishioners helped him, and now he survived, and he is on the road to recovery. So that is good. Tyson Foods has announced a major restructuring of its beef processing operations, significantly affect local communities, cattle markets, and broader meatpacking industry. Central to the announcement is the permanent closure of Tyson's large beef processing facility in Lexington, Nebraska, scheduled for January 20th, 2026, along with a reduction to a single shift at another Tyson plant in Amarillo, Texas. Together, these moves are expected to remove roughly 7 to 9% of beef processing capacity, notable contraction in industry already grappling with supply challenges. That's a problem. DOJ, 98 individuals in connection to fraud in Minnesota. Well, 85, that's right, are of Somalian descent. Yeah, 85. Students protesting at the University of Tehran have been barricaded in the university by the regime's forces. And according to Bloomberg, Venezuelan state oil company PDVSA has begun shutting down oil wells in the Orinoco Belt. That is one of the largest oil wells in the world, as U.S. measures against Venezuelan oil take their toll. PDVSA plans on cutting oil production in the area by at least 25%, or 500,000 barrels a day. This represents a 15% decrease in total natural oil production. Decision was signed off on December 28th, and plans are moving the assets to the most extra heavy crude of the Orinoco Belt, Junin, and move the rest to the Ayacucho or Carabobo sectors. So yeah, problems there. That's taking a lot of oil offline. So anyway. All right, none of these typers even pay attention to the reporter in the first place. Dominic, I can assure you, these are smart cats. They can walk and chew bubble gum, okay? So I've seen you here before. I know you. You've always been a good dude. Appreciate you. But like one of them said, just play nice, okay? All right? We need everybody here, all right? Okay, cool? Okay, buddy? All right, just play nice, dude. Okay, trust me, these people are listening. That's why I do it this way. So let's give you the whole pitch. Crisis report is basically created so you're busy and you don't have to sit there and doom scroll. I put it all out there for you. You put on your your headphones, and then from there you can listen and get in about 15 minutes everything you need to know. So that's what it's about. Yeah. I've come here to type and chew bubble gum. and I'm all out of bubble gum. Thank you, Roddy. Yeah, it's all good. So I don't know. Dominic's been here before. He's never had a problem. So I don't know what's going on with that. So maybe he's just having a bad night. Whatever. Yeah, we don't like to. We like everybody to be able to speak their piece. So, but yeah, this is okay. If everybody is, I don't know what that means. Your daily daddy. Okay. So anyway, yeah, that's the crisis report is about. It's about giving you the news very quickly. I hope he's back. He's been here before. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, yeah. Hi, Becky. We'll be back. So as long as he's nice, he can get mad. You can get mad. Get nice. So. Oh, the doom scroll line thing. Oh, it's the first time I've said that in weeks, dude. Come on. Yeah, I know a lot of people said it. You know who actually did it? Here, I'm a history teacher, bud. Let me help you out. The first person that really started to say that was Bad Brad from over at Full Spectrum Survival. The difference is though they go through like 5 to 10 stories, and I go through about 40. So go over there, listen, come on back here, and you tell me who's giving you more for less. Okay? All good. Thanks for being here, bud. So anyway, yeah, there you go. That's your crisis report for December 29th, 2025. Done on December 30th, 2025 at 1 a.m. So tired. Yep. So it's not a truth teller, dude. I'm just telling everybody what's going on in a way that is quicker than most. So I've documented that. So yeah. Anyway, I'm in a mood, bro. If you want to go, I'd love to converse with you. So yeah, I'll wait. You got something to say? The truth, everyone is lying. Okay. I mean, honestly, well, no, that can't be possible. That actually doesn't work. Not everybody can be lying. A lot of people can be lying, but I'm sure somewhere someone is telling the truth. Okay. Now, the good news, buddy, is that I have an entire transcript of everything I do on this thing called the Crisis Report, which you're seeing on Substack. So if you're like, I don't believe that, you can go there and you can find all the links. Let me tell you something cool that happened today. There's a person that comes on from time to time, and he asked me, he said, hey, you said the story last night about the EU wanting to go in and wanting to make it so people have to show financial information should they want to start up and do a service like Klarna or buy something and prove that they could handle it if they're going to do one of these buy now pay later things. He said, hey, where did you get that from? Because the link wasn't there. And I said, okay. And I went in and I found where I got it and I sent him the link for it. So if there's anything on here you want to know, honestly, I can't tell you whether it's truthful or not. I really can't. I can just get it from as many different sides as possible and then give it to you with a link, and then you can go do whatever you want to do with it. So, okay. All right. So, well, I appreciate you being here, you daily daddy. I'm sorry you've seen things that, I'm sure we've all. So anyway, okay. So you're just all right. You're all right. All right, friends. That's it. There you go. There's your crisis report. Strange ending, but it works. All right, friends. I love you, all of you. I love you, all of you. God bless.